you would agree that CRS's greatest asset in supporting Congress is the group of dedicated staff professionals across the agency, the analysts, lawyers, research staff, and librarians who carry out the mission. And so the recent attrition rates inside the agency are of concern. I understand in the most recent fiscal year, fiscal year 22, non-retirement attrition was double the annual average from 2009 to 2021. To what do you attribute this sudden rise in attrition?
Thank you. So just to put this in context, our historical attrition rate ranges from 8 to 10%. At the beginning of the pandemic, in the first 2 years, it dropped to 6% and below as people delayed retirement or just stopped looking for other opportunities. As expected, when the library resumed on-site operation, attrition rate increased. It ticked up to 13+% as a result of people retiring. And also there was a number of people that moved outside of the district and separated because they did not want to move back into the district. Right now, our projected attrition rate is back to our historical average of about 8-9% for the year. People separate from CRS for a variety of reasons. As you already pointed out, usually retirements account for about 40 to 50% in any given year.
But the numbers that I suggested were actually removing those retirement attrition numbers. So I think the number that is being submitted to us is significantly higher. And what I would also add is, when you look at other agencies, whether it's CAO or GAO or others, they don't have the similar types of numbers that we're seeing from an attrition perspective that we've seen within your organization, which is why I ask the question. And I would also follow up with, are you seeing those same trends this fiscal year?
And, as I stated, we're back to our regular attrition historical average of between 8 and 10%.
We're about 8 months through the fiscal year, correct?
Right, but this is a projected attrition rate that we think will maintain throughout the year, but it's unpredictable. People leave for a variety of reasons. They're pursuing other opportunities. They are moving outside of the district. So we do exit interviews with departing employees to try to gather some sense of why they are leaving, and they pretty much fall into the buckets that I've identified. The jobs at CRS are very demanding. The people at CRS work very hard, and sometimes it's difficult to juggle their home responsibilities with their work responsibilities.
I would argue that actually is probably applicable to most jobs across Congress currently, but we haven't seen the attrition numbers in other agencies that we've seen. We continue to hear concerns about low morale within, and we're provided with a summary of the FY22 Federal Employee Management Viewpoint Survey, the FEVS, conducted by the Office of Personnel Management. My understanding is the FEVS survey is designed to measure employees' perceptions across government of whether conditions characterizing successful organizations are present within the agency. While we should stipulate that the surveys are snapshots in time and not a perfect measure, the 22 results that we have seen do raise concerns, showing a decline in employees' trust and confidence in senior leadership and with communication. What do you attribute the FEVS results to?
So as you stated, the FEVS measures employee perceptions at a given point in time.
Perception's reality for many people, though, correct?
But whether or not it's the actual reality of the situation is unclear. And it is the start of a dialogue. I have studied the results. I've compared them to 2018 into the initial year that the library started to collect FEVS data in 2016. We are basically back to our 2016 levels. We went up in 2018 and now we have declined. The 2022 FEVS is a mixed picture. We significantly decreased in certain areas, but we went up in others.
Can you identify what other areas you would
Yes, I
increase?
can. So we went up in work experience, work unit, and supervisors. We went down in leadership, the library, my satisfaction, and then there were some specific questions on the pandemic and the transition back to the work site. And as you know, the 2022 FEVS was done in July and August of last year. The library resumed on-site operations in April of 2022. I think there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of concern as employees retransitioned back to the work site. Moving forward, because I really want to get to the why, why are employees answering the questions in this manner. We have contracted with Marcia Bird, who is a senior advisor right now on contract with the librarian's office, to do focus groups, to do a deeper probe into specifics as to why employees are answering the questions this way. Marcia Bird is also doing our barrier analysis. CRS is the first service unit. I actually volunteered CRS to be the first service unit to do a barrier analysis. And so she has already looked at the FEVs, and these focus groups are scheduled to begin in the end of May timeframe.